Alright, so today we will be working on the coilovers on the Rx8. We did get the BC Racing Coilovers DS Series. Those are adjustable 4 coilovers. We have them here. Pack 12 and those are the coilovers itself. So we got the whole set for the front and the back, so we're gonna go ahead and install that today. We have a couple of things pending as well. We have the ECU master black that needs to be installed and then tuned, and we have the fuel pump from LS1 Rx8 Steven, the same guy that sells the kit for the 2J and the LS swaps, so go check out his website for that. This is a twin pump, custom hat, and then we have the fuel lines here that we're going to need to modify slightly. So that's going to be in another video. For today we're just going to install the BC Racing. I'm going to move the car, put it on the jack, and then should be pretty straightforward. Take off the tires, remove the control arms maybe, and just undo the 3 nuts here that hold the coilovers from the top, remove it from the bottom, and just toss in the new ones. So I'm going to put the car up on the jack and we will get back. We also have the Brembo brakes here that we need to install as well. I'm just waiting on to get some time so I could sand that down, repaint it, give it some nice touch, because that's the way how I got it. It was all scuffed up, the paint was gone. But should be doable. We're just gonna sand it off, repaint it, clear coat, and then I already got the rotors for it and the adapter. Again, that was purchased also from ls1rx8.com. Big brake kits, fuel pump, or the swap mounts, or the swap kits, you could go to his website. I'm gonna put in the link below if you guys want to check out his website. So we're just gonna start now by removing the wheels, all 4. And then we're going to undo the 3 nuts on the top here. Same thing on the right side. That will release everything from up. Now on the stock Rx8, it might be different because you might have the top bar that goes across. So that's held by 2 nuts, one here and the other side as well. The bar would come off, and then you would have the 3 nuts axis for the coilover. So I'm going to take off the wheels and get working. Once we have the wheel off, we're going to come down here, and it's being held on the control arm. This bolt and nut at the back. Once you undo that, either you'll have to compress the shock so it comes out, or you'll have to remove some of the upper control arms, tie rods to clear off the hub here. That way you'll have some room to remove it. So I'm going to undo that and undo the 3 top here, and we'll see how easy we can maneuver it without having to remove as much components as we could. If we have to, we're going to remove the upper control arm and the lower control arm. That way we could give it some space to move around. So we're going to undo the 3 nuts at the top, 14mm. Go to the one on the control arm, that's a 17mm. So it's right here, 17, and one at the back as well. Alright, so we have that 14 out. So we have the suspension loose now, but again, because of how the control arm's set up, we're gonna have to loosen the top control arms, pull it back a little bit, and that should clear for it to come off. So we're gonna take these out, 17mm. So this side is pretty much out. We're just gonna drop in the new one, but I'm gonna take out the other side as well first before installing the new ones. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Three nuts at the top. I'm gonna take out the 17mm, that's one control arm, and then 17mm as well, holding the top control arm, and it should just pop up like the other side. Alright, so I guess for the front coilovers, it doesn't matter which one is left and right because there's no marking on it. Whereas the rear ones, they do have stickers on it that says right and left. So we're going to go ahead and install the front ones first, and then we'll take out the rears, and I'll show you how to remove that one. But pretty much it's going to be just reverse of how we took it out. We're going to feed it from the top, and then just put back the 17 that goes through the control arm, and then put back the top control arm, and that should be it. Put a bolt or two, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay, so this set is pretty much in. We're just gonna have to tie the bolts to spec, and then we'll adjust the wheel from here. That's gonna take a couple tries till we get to where we want it. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and the front should be done. Then we'll go to the rear. All right, so the fronts are installed. We took off the wheels on the rear. So for the rear ones, you're gonna have to access the nuts from the top. They're going to be behind the side cover here. There's small clips that you have to remove, so I'm going to remove that. Alright, once we have that out, we can pull it back. So we're going to remove the side cover here, and then you could access the nuts. So there's three. I'm holding it from the top. Well, two. One, two, and the third one is from down below, so you're gonna have to get I believe it's a 13 or 14 from down. Same thing on the left side here. You remove two tops, and then there's one at the bottom. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna remove it from the control arm, and I'll record that once we remove all the bolts and nuts. So we're going to take off the 17 that's here, that's holding the suspension to the rear knuckle. And there's one more bolt that's there. And that should release the whole rear suspension. Right, so for the top as well, you need to remove the plate that's on the side that holds the suspension as well. So 2 nuts, and then 1 from the bottom, and then the 4 bolts that hold this plate. So this side is pretty much loose. We're doing the same thing there, and then we'll slap on the new coilovers. But that's pretty much loose. All we have to do now is make some clearance for it to come down. We're removing the lower control arm as well here, or the lower, I'm not sure what this is called, but it's part of the control arm. And then we could hold it, take that down, lift it up, remove the sway bar, rotate that, pull it towards you first here, clear this, keep turning now, rotate, other way, yeah. No, it's sitting here, so go back. Rotate it. So both of the rears are out, and pretty much again, just reversing what you do to take it out. We're going to install the new ones, adjust the height, and I'll record that again once we install everything. Alright, so there we have the coilovers installed. The fronts are pretty slammed. I'm going to leave it at that for now, and then I can adjust accordingly, but I think that's good enough for now. The left and front are lowered compared to the backs, just because of my exhaust clearance.